So to calculate child support while maintenance payments are being paid, we need to take into account the maintenance payments that are being paid by one spouse to the other spouse. So the first step remains the same. We need to calculate the adjusted gross income of each spouse. In order to do that, we take each spouse's gross income and we subtract from it Medicare taxes, Social Security taxes, New York City local taxes, or if the spouse lives in Yonkers, Yonkers local taxes. After subtracting those taxes, in this case, spouse one, his adjusted gross income is $100,000. Spouse two, in this case, spouse two will be the wife, her adjusted gross income is $50,000. In this case, spouse one is paying $10,000 in maintenance payments to spouse two. So we need to account for that. So what we do is we subtract $10,000 from spouse one's adjusted gross income, and his income is now $90,000. And we add $10,000 to spouse two's adjusted gross income. Her income is now $60,000. We combine the two spouses' income. So we take spouse one's $90,000, we add it to spouse two's $60,000, and the combined income of both spouses is $150,000. Now we need to determine how much child support is going to be paid. In order to do that, we have to figure out what percentage to multiply. And that percentage is determined by the number of kids. So, for example, if there was one kid, it would be 17%. Two kids, 25%. Three kids, 29%, and so on. In this case, it's going to be two kids, so it's 25%. So we take the $150,000, which was the combined income of both spouses. We multiply it by 25% because there's two kids. And that gives us $37,500. That is the total child support obligation that both parents have to pay, but only one parent pays child support to the other. So in this case, spouse one is going to be the non-custodial parent, and he is going to pay child support to spouse two. So we need to figure out what percentage of this combined amount spouse one has to pay. In order to do that, we determine each parent's share. So spouse one's income was $90,000. We divide his income by the total income, which was $150,000, and get 60%. Spouse two's income was $60,000. We divide that by the $150,000, and it's 40% for her. So we take the 60% from spouse one, and we multiply that by the total income. So we take $37,500. I'm sorry, not the total income, by the total child support obligation. So we take the $37,500, which was the total child support obligation. We multiply it by 60%, and we get $22,500. That is how much spouse one is going to pay child support to spouse two annually. In order to get the monthly payment, simply divide it by 12, and we get $1,875 in monthly child support payments that spouse one is going to pay to spouse two while maintenance is being paid. Once maintenance finishes, we're going to have to again figure out how much child support he's going to have to pay. And the reason is he's no longer going to pay this $10,000 to spouse two. So the formula is going to change. And if you look at the other video, you'll see what the numbers are. His child support amount will increase because his income has increased as a result of not paying maintenance.